This is exactly what they want, and some Muslims, unfortunately, they don't get it right. They are falling into the trap. They say, oh, the best way for us to remain Muslims is to isolate ourselves from the society. This is exactly what the Tea parties and the neoconservative want. They want you to feel isolated, and even to self-isolate yourself. To be self-segregating yourself from the society. And this is where you have really to do exactly the opposite of what the psychology which would push you to do. Psychologically speaking, of course, when you are attacked, the best is to isolate yourself. Say, I am not going to be involved in the society because they don't like me, because they don't want me. So I'm doing my job. I have my Islamic schools, I have my Islamic organizations, we are among ourselves, we are happy, and that's it. This is the wrong reaction. This is the natural reaction, but we know by our teaching that some things that are natural are not right. Violence is natural, is not good. Spirituality is to educate your nature to become spiritual. So we know that it's natural, but it's not good. So everything which is Islamic, everything which has to do with the Islamic spirituality means you have to educate yourself and to go against nature, to go for more spirituality. And now we come to what was said at the beginning of the evening. And then you get it right. يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم. Think about that. Because we are repeating this, we have to fast. And fast is prescribed upon us the way it was prescribed to the nations and the religions before us. In fact, the last revelation is telling us, every one of us, you are doing and you should come close to God through fasting the way all the other religions were called and they had to do it. And in fact, for us, the final message is bringing us in the middle and reminding the people what we are doing is not only good for us, it's a good message for you. So it's exactly the opposite of accepting to be on the margin, is to understand Islam as the final message, helping the Muslims to understand that anything which is in their message is part of the other messages. And the fact that we are fasting, why do you think that all the religions, and by the way, not only Judaism, not only Christianity, all the spiritualities, they are all having as one of their prescriptions the fact that they have to fast. The Buddhist, the Hindu, they are all fasting. Why? Why is it so important in anything which has to do with our relationship to Allah, fast? Why? Because there is a message here. And this message is a spiritual message. Is you are not going to be a human being if you don't work on your heart, if you don't work on your body, if you don't work on your nature. Anything which has to do with Islam is a good human being is an educated human being. A good human being should be disciplined. A good human being shouldn't follow his instincts, shouldn't follow his desires. You have to master, you have to educate yourself. In the middle of the United States of America, the Muslim presence, and you are the community who is fasting the most. We are fasting. Millions of Muslims are fasting. And you know, the rates are huge. In some cities, between 80 to 90% of the Muslims who are fasting. They might not pray, but they fast. It's a message which is sending in the American consumerist society based on our desires, fashion, money, appearances. A message which is come back to the spiritual message of Islam. Come back to the spiritual message of Islam, it means come back to the spiritual message of humanity. Check yourself. Check yourself. Don't follow, watch less TV during Ramadan. By the way, it's also good for the Muslims. Eat less. Think about what you are doing with your own body. In fact, our message, when you speak like this, you think that I can go outside and see what I'm saying to you now outside? Of course I can. anyone, any human being is going to get it. I understand what you mean. I understand what it means to be the slave of my instincts and my desires. Of course I understand. I understand that they are keeping my money and getting my money with all this fashion and all these new technologies. I'm in jail. Islam is a message of liberation, and the starting point of liberation is the way you are with your heart, is the way you are with your body, is the way you are with your instincts. Let us as Muslims come back to this. This is the message, that it's important to get outside.